Welcome to the Kick-Ass Business Show, because most business shows suck. I am your host, Pam Gockley, and I'm so happy to be continuing this series for business owners by business owners, where we can share our struggles and we can share our successes. Today, I'm happy to be interviewing Frank Heckman. He is the owner of Infosys Associates. So what is that? That is about computers and networking and keeping your computers healthy and happy. And when they start on fire and you have to call the fire department to put the fire out, that's when we try to get Frank involved. And hopefully we can get Frank involved before that. So I look forward to seeing you in the interview, and I'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to the Kick-Ass Business Show. I'm Pam Gockley. I'm your host today, and I'm so excited to be talking to Frank Heckman. Frank Heckman, welcome to the show.
Hi, Pam. It's great to be with you today.
Thank you so much. So, as you know, you agreed to be on the show, and on this show, we talk about real business issues. So, if you could share with us, why is your business kick-ass?
Well, our business is pretty kick-ass. We are in the technology industry, and we know a lot about technology and keeping businesses running. Our main focus, really, I think, which separates us, is we take a real business approach to helping our customers, and not just the bits and bytes and getting real too techy.
So what do you mean you take a real business? What do you mean? Can you talk about that more?
Well, in every business today, technology plays a vital role, and a lot of people in the computer industry don't understand business, and they just want to talk about the pieces of the technology and not actually how that plays a role in someone's business and actually making them profitable.
So you're more of an educator then, is that correct?
Yes. We just help people demystify all the technology problems that they may have. And for the most part, a lot of people don't understand how their computer works and don't want to know. They just need it to work. And that's where we come in, and we help them with that. And also, on an annual basis, we help really forecast people in their technology spending, because a lot of people don't really anticipate some of the cost factors that come in play, and that can really end up being a huge expense for someone that it's completely unexpected.
So you can help businesses understand that they actually do need a budget, and when their computer bursts into flames and they're in emergency mode, that's where you can come in and help, right? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Sure. We have a what we call a CIO program, or a Chief Information Officer, similar to how people have an accountant that's outside of their business and helps them to make financial decisions based off of on accounting. We do that on a computer technology base. Computers don't last forever. Everybody knows how their computer slows down over time. And those are the types of things that we help to really prepare you for some of those expenses, and really to, I have a goofy phrase that I say, computer networks don't grow, they mutate, because a lot of times people wait too long and they don't plan. And then what they end up having is an emergency where they cobble everything together, and then they're left with a real mess, and it ends up hindering their production. There's people that we've gone into places where quite literally every morning it takes 10 minutes for someone to turn on their computer and for them to get to work. So that's a lot of wasted time throughout the year for having an employee waiting for their computer just to get rid of the hourglass.
So it sounds to me, though, I'm not sure if this is kick-ass or not. So it sounds to me, though, that you have to have a lot of education, and not just dealing with the clients in your business, but it sounds like to me, and you can talk more about this. I'm not sure if it's kick-ass or not, but it sounds like you have to have a lot of education before you can actually help your clients. Is that correct?
Yes, we rely heavily on the certifications that we have and the experience that we have. We've been in places that have 2,000 users working in that computer network environment, and we're able to take all that knowledge that we have and offer it to a small business that might have 10 employees.
So talk to me about the certifications. So you as a business owner, the owner of this business, how much of this, how much time does the certifications take? You enjoy that part? Look, he's already laughing, like a belly laugh there. But I mean, how much time does that take out? How hard is that? Do you enjoy that? Do you hate that? Talk about that a little bit, can you?
Well, that's kind of a double-edged sword. What attracted me to the technology industry was two things. One, I love learning new things. I'd rather read an encyclopedia. Actually, people don't read encyclopedias anymore, but something like that than reading a fiction book. So that is one thing that drew me to the technology industry. The other is I saw how many people an IT person really was able to help within a business, and I thought that was really cool to have a personal touch for everybody. But as far as the education goes, I ended up, when I left college, studying more for computer certifications than I remember studying in college. So it ended up that keeping up with technology is extremely difficult. The industry says that it doubles every 18 months. So pretty much when you learn something now, you have to constantly keep on top of it, because that information 18 months from now, not that it's completely irrelevant, it's not worth as much. There's one software manufacturer that they actually come out with a new version of their software every quarter. And to put that in perspective, that's every 13 weeks, they're coming out with a new version of their software where things are different. And that's just one. So it's definitely a job to keep on top of it. And one of the things, I guess, that really helps us is we track a lot of things. We've figured out over time what KPIs or key indicators we know we need to spend a couple hours a week learning something new. And we really evaluate what it is that we find important in the industry. And those are the things that we focus on. And a lot of it is extreme discipline. And I think that's a lot what a lot of small business owners don't really do, is figuring out, because we all, and Pam, I'm sure you're the same way, you wear 15 different hats. How do you figure out what it is that you need to do on a weekly basis to make yourself as productive as possible? And education piece to stay on top of the technology sector, it's about 4 hours a week, we figure.
Wow. And I'm not sure if this is a kick-ass good or kick-ass bad part of your industry, because I never realized there was that much training that goes behind the software. But then you always have like the denial of services attack today, the ransomware, the spyware, what is an attack on your actual computer versus the software that your computer uses. So, I'm going to press you on this. Is it good or bad? I'm still confused on this. Help me out.
It's like I said, it's both. As far as the ransomware and things of that nature, I mean, it's hard enough to keep up with technology and making it do what you want it to do, yet alone the hundreds of thousands of people in the world that all they're doing is trying to destroy your computer and your information. And a lot of that, if it's designed properly, that security is basically inherent in a good design. And we don't really have a lot of problems with some of the ransomware. New customers, once we bring them on board, we do find that is prevalent. until we can get our company way, if you will, of redesigning their computer system and putting a good best practice of a computer system in place.
Well, and this has been really interesting because it sounds like it's a challenge to keep up with the education. Look, he did another belly laugh. It's a challenge to keep up with the technology and the information, but yet to me, you're still sounding like that's a good part of your industry.
Yeah, I very much enjoy it. So learning new stuff it's really fun. Going back to even why I got into the computer industry itself, I remember the first time I actually set up a network to talk from the US to South Korea. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I'm talking to a computer on the other side of the planet. And that was really neat. And those are kinds of the things that you need to learn how the internet works, how a network works. Some of those haven't really changed a whole lot, but the advancements in security is one of the things that is changing a lot now. And it is neat to some of the things you can do today that even 5 years ago, people didn't even imagine that we'd be able to do it. I mean, heck, your smartphone now is more powerful than the first PC I ever had.
Right. Well, I know it's a smartphone, but you got to be pretty smart to operate that thing. But that's a whole other show. So I just want to, I want to, again, it sounds like the challenge, you're up for the challenge, but yet for a business owner who is using a system, that just seems very stressful. But it also sounded like taking that stress away from a business owner is something you really enjoy doing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I have one customer in particular. They don't want to deal with their computer system at all. And they're just glad that when we can get things operating for them. And one of the things that I've prefaced a lot of our customers with is I don't want them to need us. And a lot of people look at us strange for that. But if they're desperate for our service, we're not doing our job right. Mm-hmm. Because they shouldn't have those emergencies. And it's better for them where we have all the upgrades and everything planned, and emergencies are in the computer industry not a good thing.
Right. So, well, Frank, I want to thank you for being on the show today, and I want you to understand how many small business owners you may have helped by sharing some of your struggles, because as the small business owners, we really have to work together, pull together, and support each other. So I want to thank you for being on our show, and the technician in you shows, which means you're really good at what you do, and yet you seem to be up for the challenge. So thank you for being on. I want to give you an opportunity to leave our audience with a parting thought. If you could do that, just thank you so much, and let us know what your ending thought is.
My ending thought actually as a business owner is, well, we've talked about how much education goes in and the different items that we do on a daily basis. Planning is so important in a small business. If you're not doing the right things today, it's not going to kill you today. It's not going to kill you. You're not going to go bankrupt tomorrow. But if you're not doing the right things over the course of a year, that's what I see a lot of business owners not doing properly. And get somebody outside of your company to help you with that. I have a coach right now who is great in telling me that I'm doing things wrong. And you need that honest opinion. And that's one of the biggest things that I found is you need to be honest with yourself to be successful.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Frank Heckman. I'll talk to you.
Bam, bam, bam.